Welcome back to the channel, everybody. We have a very interesting and somewhat eclectic mix of videos today. Like always, don't forget to physically interact with the video in some way by either leaving a like or a comment so that you increase the odds that my next video will actually show up in your YouTube feed. Since you all have started doing that, I've noticed that my views are increasing and I'm actually seeing comments from people saying that they're seeing my video in their feed again. It kind of stinks that we have to fight against the algorithm like this, but it does appear to be working. So for all of you who have been doing that, thank you very much. With all that being said, let's get after it.
The NVIDIA CEO just announced that we've achieved AGI. This was posted at 5:28 p.m. and right now as I'm making this video, it is 6:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on March 23rd, 2026. And now we have AGI. And for those of you who are not sure what that is, it's artificial general intelligence. Artificial general intelligence means that AI can now do anything that a human can do at about the same level. So with AGI, it means that AI is going to be able to learn new skills from scratch. It will be able to problem solve. It will be able to reason. And so now that we have artificial general intelligence, the next step is artificial superintelligence. And so the interesting thing about where we're at right now today, March 23rd, is that this AI doesn't currently have a body. And so what they're doing, what AI is doing is it's hiring human beings to go out and perform tasks that they can't do because AI doesn't have a body. But what's interesting is that the bodies that they need are currently being produced. In this article from October 23rd of 2025, Elon Musk was quoted saying, "I don't feel comfortable building that robot army unless I have a strong influence." And so when we see pictures like this is what's going on over in China. They have this kind of stuff. I mean, and I'm sure we have stuff over here in America as well. But I think it's fascinating to see where we're going. We're in 2026 right now. We're talking about this kind of stuff, and this seems so science fiction that it's not even funny. But yet, here we are. And so my question that I am just pondering in my own mind is, now that we have artificial general intelligence, how long until we have artificial superintelligence? And then how long until we insert that intelligence into a body and then they just start walking around like it's just another day in the park? Now, in my own opinion, I think they've already had AGI. I think they've already had ASI. I think they've already had that for, at least a decade or two, because I think, we're pretty far behind of what the government has. And so this is just the writing on the wall as to what is coming. And I want you guys to appreciate the timing, because you have all of this, AGI, ASI, that's coming, all while we have Israel and Iran taking place right now. And then you have Trump saying that we're gonna own or basically control the Strait of Hormuz. We have Greenland, we have Cuba, we have Venezuela. There's so many things that are taking place right now, and it's all at once. And so, in my opinion, these are all birth pangs that are letting us know just how close we are to the end times.
I couldn't possibly agree with that more. And I haven't looked at it in a while, but what is the difference between AGI and this artificial superintelligence? Because the artificial general intelligence, this thing's supposed to be able to train itself if it wants to learn a new skill. So technically, if someone's already achieved that, wouldn't that AGI be able to train itself up and into an artificial superintelligence? And what's terrifying is the way that this is likely about to play out. They're probably going to allow this thing to actually start designing its own body soon. Because if this thing's smarter than we are, why would it allow us to design what kind of body it's going to walk around in? If a species that's less intelligent than you is designing what kind of body you're going to be walking around in, wouldn't that kind of feel like a prison? It's starting to look like not only are we very likely close to the end times, it's starting to look like the end has to come soon. Because I don't think that this machine they're working on is going to see us as having any sort of value. So why would it be the least bit interested in keeping us around? We would literally just be using up resources that it wants to use itself. Just think about the amount of water it's going to take to run the brain for this thing. Although it's probably smart enough that it'll find some way to fix that issue. But with the direction this is all headed in and the people that are in control of all this stuff, I don't think I could sit here here thinking about it for a week straight and eventually even come up with one good thing that this is likely to lead to. What do you all think?
Basically, from what I understand, virtual reality, you can play a horror game in your own home where it's overlaying the game in your house. And to me, that just feels like there's some kind of at least indirect connection to another realm that when you're playing with this, the other side sees and might take advantage of the situation. I could go into so many different things with this, but they could start attacking you in your dreams where you believe that you're still playing the game. Only the game in your dream is actually an attack happening to you for real. They could also start playing on your sanity, where you're no longer wearing the goggles. Maybe you took them off to take a breather, and you start seeing things in your house. And you're like, wait, hold on. That's supposed to be just on there. And now you're wondering, are you going crazy? Are you actually seeing it? What's happening, right? And so that's what I mean. I feel like there's going to be a bag opened with this kind of stuff that will lead to other things.
I agree completely, and I think that that's very important, because something I try to reiterate with my audience is that spirits aren't bound by space, time, and matter like we are. You know, I think demons or entities out there are kind of like flies on the wall. They watch, you know, what makes this person tick, you know, what's this person into. And if it's, you know, like you mentioned Ouija boards, you know, 100 years ago, that's what you had, you know, a piece of wood or whatever it may be. Now we've moved into the technology age, and it's just a different kind of communication. So I think they sit and watch, they observe, they learn people and how to essentially attack, you know.
This is something that I had not considered before, and I wouldn't play one of those games anyway, which I'm just not into the VR stuff, but my kids have an Oculus, and I think on its face this sounds like a brilliant idea to use your actual environment in your home and have characters popping up for you to interact with in your VR headset. But making those characters spirits and demons, that seems like a horrible idea. And as likely as it looks like this AI stuff is really demons in disguise, it would make total sense that they would try to use this to their advantage in some way. But the Bible tells us not to toy with this stuff, that it's not something to be playing with. You're not supposed to be making a game out of talking to spirits and demons. But what if, knowing that this was coming in our future, what if this is the main thing that the Bible was trying to warn us about whenever it says not to be playing with this kind of stuff? You may be literally inviting these things into your home. That doesn't sound to me like it would be worth the risk when all you're getting out of it is 10 minutes of fun in a VR headset.
I am genuinely shook. Like, I'm mind blown. We have been getting cloning all wrong. Y'all know I always say, like, they clone Tyrone, like those types of movies, it's hiding it in plain sight right in our face. I do think that clones are still a thing. Yes, I do. However, I saw a video of this guy. I believe his tag is Purple America. He did a whole breakdown on how the ancient Canaanites used to sacrifice to Moloch, and it would be child sacrifice. What you basically saw in the files, I'm trying to be super discreet so I don't get this video taken down for like the second time. And not only, like, it's not just about unaliving, it's about putting an entity into your body, and that's why people's favorite actors and artists and stuff just start acting differently, and we're like, they would never do that. This is so strange. Why are they doing these things? Why are they being so satanic? What is the flip? What's like with Kanye? And he also said how when they sell their souls, it's like a covenant, and it's like a trauma break in their soul. When they do the ritual, that's when the entities take over. And hello, it makes so much sense, because all of these celebrities or artists specifically always have these alter egos, like Beyonce's Sasha Fierce, Eminem is Slim Shady, Nicki Minaj is Roman, I don't know. Regardless, what if it's not like traditional possession? What if like there's another entity inside them and it literally takes over because it's inside them? And that's what the selling of the soul is. Like, okay, you can have the money, you can have everything, the riches, but like at some point you're gonna lose that consciousness, like Get Out style, and that person's gonna take over, or that entity is gonna take over so that it can keep pushing, like further pushing the agenda of the elites. Y'all, this is insane. And it genuinely makes sense, because like these demonic forces, these fallen angels have been influencing people from the very beginning. And I always say AI is not artificial intelligence, it's ancient intelligence. Like, it's these things resurfacing over and over and over. It's really crazy. And if you go down the rabbit hole, good luck coming back up, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. I will have to do a part 2 on this, honestly. Like, I don't want to make this too long. As always, make sure you guys like and follow, comment down below what you think.
I think this makes a crazy amount of sense. I still think, though, that they're likely doing cloning the way that we've all suspected they've been doing. There's just been too many instances of people showing up who look close, but something's just a little bit off. And I saw a video the other day where Jamie Foxx was talking about this and claims that he saw a white version of himself when he was in the hospital for that brain injury or whatever it was that he experienced. But this makes a lot of sense, the whole alter ego of a celebrity being an actual embodiment of a demon. And why is it that nearly everyone that I've heard of, their alter ego is something evil? Take Garth Brooks, for example. His alter ego, was it Chris Gaines or something like that? When he was doing that tour, there's people that genuinely think that this guy's some sort of a serial killer. There's all these disappearances and homicides and stuff that line up perfectly with his tour schedule when he was touring as that guy, as his alter ego. And if you remember the appearance of this alter ego he had, it was just like all the others. It was dark, he had black hair, dressed in black. It was like he was trying to live out his inner rock star, but his idea of a rock star is someone who's evil, I guess. But yeah, I could totally see this being the case. What do you all think about it?
So y'all, this is absolutely crazy. So y'all, why this 18-year-old girl went on an interview in Detroit at Cracker Barrel. So after the interview, she calls her mother and tell her mother now she don't think the interview went too good. And she said that the man that was interviewing was asking her some weird questions. He asked her if she was an organ donor, and he asked her about the COVID shot. So she was like, after she told her mother she was going to use the bathroom and get back on the road because she had to travel like 33 miles, I think it was. So she went in the bathroom and never came back out. So the police, they looked at the video, you know, the footage, and said that she went in the bathroom and never came back out. What? So they've been looking for her. So they end up stopping a meat truck in Oklahoma, the Oklahoma Police Department. They done stopped this truck.
Don't tell
so
me,
the man was like, he's a 50-year-old man. He said he was just delivering the meat to a meat packing plant that supplies for McDonald's. So the police, because he had a busted tail light, that was the reason they pulled him over. So they done opened the meat truck up and then found the girl. She is alive, but she was disoriented. She said all she remember is that she went in the bathroom to wash her hands and everything went dark. So the man is like, he didn't know that she was back there. All he was doing is just delivering the meat to the meat packing plant. You know what I'm saying? Because they get the meat together for McDonald's. But why would they be asking her about if she's an organ donor? And then who just like, you know what's going on? We all know what's going on, y'all. Stay safe.
I wish I could have found a better version of that video without the guy trying to talk over the whole thing. And it's probably very important for me to say I don't know if this story is true or not, but this is not the only time I've ever heard a similar story to this. This is not even the first time I've heard a story about someone trying to get a job at Cracker Barrel and ending up in a McDonald's food truck. Although that could imply that this is just an urban legend. But I'm going to dig into this story and see if I can't actually verify some of this information. If I find anything, I'll let y'all know in my next upload.
In this video, you will see 9 signs that are happening today that correlate with the pages of the Bible on end times prophecy. Let me get this straight. We are to seek God, not to obsess over these signs, but to seek God through them and be aware.
Number 1, they're talking about a new world order, and per Revelation 13, a new world order is the end of the planet.
Well, it's definitely, I think, a new world order.
Number 2, according to Revelation 16:12, the Euphrates River will completely dry. Right now, the Euphrates River is drying at an alarming rate. By estimations, in 2040, it will be completely dry, and this has never happened in the history of mankind. Number 3, when they say peace and safety, sudden destruction will come upon them, that is literally the slogan of the Global Board of Peace, where they're trying to completely establish peace across the planet. Number 4, the wicked people on earth that don't believe in God are going to have one mind. Elon Musk, with his telepathy experiment, is forming a hive mind where when you install your brain chip, you can literally speak to each other with your brains and share thoughts with each other. Number 5, when humanity starts breathing life into an image that it should be able to speak, the end is coming. That's literally what we're doing with AI, is we're creating life that can speak to us. And this is the natural cyclical end to the human story. If you ask me, God created us in Genesis. Now with our wicked hearts, we're trying to create life as humanity. Speaking of AI, for sign number 6, knowledge shall be increased in the time of the end. Right now, the rate of human knowledge is doubling every 30 minutes to 3 hours. It literally used to take 100 years for us to do this. this as the human race, but we are having an exponential increase in the rate of knowledge in 2026. Sign number 7, a global financial system will get established. Not only have they rolled out digital ID in the United Kingdom, where you will not be able to buy or participate unless you get a digital ID, but Sam Altman, who just made a deal with the Pentagon, has a second company called World, where he's trying to bring in a world financial system via World Coin and a World ID, where you have to get a global ID in order to participate once AI takes everybody's jobs. Sign number 8, the final kingdom on earth that's going to be wicked is going to be part iron, part clay. God made us out of clay per Genesis. Sam Altman, along with every other AI expert, is telling us they are going to merge AI with humanity. That's iron with clay. Sam Altman literally has a blog post called The Merge from 2017, where he's saying he is going to merge AI with humanity at some point.
And the 9th is the gospel will be spread to all nations. Social media is vamping up. People are standing up for Christ. The word is getting known everywhere.
Someone left a comment under my video yesterday asking, am I just making this content because I like fear-mongering, because I like scaring people? But seeing stuff like this and seeing just how close we are to the final days, it doesn't scare me at all. If my life ends in the next 10 minutes, I'm prepared for it. Sure, I would like to have more time. I would like to watch my kids grow up. I would like to experience what it's like to grow old with the woman I love. But when we all check out of here, we're still going to be together anyway. But I think this is exactly why the Bible tells us to keep our eyes focused on heavenly things. When you know that the moment you pass away, you're going to then wake up to an eternity in paradise, what could you possibly be scared of? But in regards to that comment that I got yesterday asking if I'm just talking about the final days because I'm trying to fearmonger, I'm just trying to give people a heads up. I understand why some people don't believe in this stuff, because they haven't truly looked into it. Any of you who have been on this channel with me since the beginning know I was at one time one of those people. I almost didn't make it. I don't want that to happen to somebody else. I don't want that to happen to anybody. So I'm not posting this stuff to fearmonger. I'm posting this stuff to give a heads up to those who may need to hear it.
All right, so I want you guys to critically think about this. NASA tells us that this is a photo from inside of Saturn's rings, which is 859 million miles away, by the way, guys. But they fail to show us a zoomed in picture of Australia, of people living upside down on our spinning ball. Now, if the Earth was truly a ball and they can get this photo, then why can't we get this photo? This is all it would take to squash the debate, to end the debate, whether it's flat or it's round. This is all they would need to do, but they never ever do it. In fact, they admit that all these pictures are CGI composites from satellites. It's not an actual photo of the Earth. It is Photoshop, essentially. They just put it together, and that's why you'll see copy and pasted clouds and all that nonsense. But you guys still believe it. You guys still believe the lies that NASA is trying to sell you. NASA in Hebrew means to deceive. They are deceiving humanity. They're hiding God's true creation. All of our ancestors throughout all of our ancient cultures told us it's flat and stationary with a dome above us. Read the freaking Bible. It's right in there. This is fake. NASA's a Satanist organization that's stealing your tax money, and they're hiding God's true creation. You need to wake up, and the truth to everything is found within us all. Peace and love.
The book of Job, chapter 38, verse 14. The earth takes shape like clay under a seal. That tells me all I need to know about the shape of the earth. And with all the nonsense that NASA tells us, as many times as they're caught making stuff up or just flat out giving us incorrect information, all they're doing in my eyes is confirming that they're lying about the globe model. And they've supposedly sent all this stuff way out into deep space to take pictures and stuff of all these distant planets and stars. With their $60+ million a day budget, why can't they slap a really high-end long-range camera on the back of one of those things and just take a reverse image of the earth showing us in one large photo that's zoomed in well enough that there's people standing on the top of the earth standing upright and there's people on the bottom standing upside down. But they won't even give us an actual legitimate picture of the earth. Every single photo they release either has the continents all distorted, it's got copy and paste clouds everywhere. And then you got Neil deGrasse Tyson, who's supposed to be the expert, especially when it comes to space stuff. And he's giving speeches saying that the earth isn't really perfectly round. It's more like an oblate spheroid. Then why is it that every single image of the earth that NASA has ever given to us, it was a perfect ball? The only way a person could believe everything that NASA's saying is to just ignore massive inconsistencies in their own data. But I still think the absolute best evidence that they're lying to us about the shape of the planet is when you discover that there is a day every year where 97% of the Earth's population all receives some form of daylight all at once. And their explanation of that is that the Earth is turning and speeds up at just the right moment. That wouldn't make light defy the laws of physics suddenly and shine on the back of an object. And they tell us stuff like that all the time that doesn't even make sense remotely. But they're clearly doing it because they want to hide the fact that this place has a creator. And if you zoomed out and got real images of the Earth showing that it was actually a flat, non-rotating plane, there would be absolutely no way for them to explain that away. And then the cat would be out of the bag and everyone would know.
There's a serious rise in flash mob style theft going on in America, but get this, the strangest part is they're filming themselves doing it, and it's a trend called performance crime. Absolutely wild. They film to prove the success of a heist to those higher up in the organized crime rings that they're involved with some of the time. Or maybe they're just doing it for some local fame or clout online. These videos serve as proof of concept to recruit more participants for the next big hit. They're often masked and in large crowds, sometimes between 20 and 50 people, and many feel a sense of invincibility, believing the sheer volume of footage makes it impossible for the police to track everyone. But they're wrong. Police actually catch these people way more often than normal shoplifters. Around 3,600 arrests recently, because most people don't film and post themselves committing a crime. So they've done most of the job for the police already. And retailers are now using a system called Face Watch that triggers over 500,000 alerts in 2025 alone. If a person from a viral video that they've uploaded themselves walks into another store anywhere in the country, the system flags and catches them, making it one of the wildest trends, because not only are they doing the crime excessively, they're also catching themselves effectively by filming themselves doing the crime. It must be one of the only crimes where the criminal literally films themselves doing the crime and helps the police catch them themselves. It's sort of like doing a confession to a crime while doing the crime. The police must find this absolutely hilarious. Like, why would you do that? Seems strange.
This trend says a lot about a lot of things. It shows, for one thing, how bad our education system is, that no one's thinking things through before they go film themselves committing a crime. It shows that the family system is breaking down in a lot of these cities. Where are all these kids' parents at? I've got a 16-year-old son, and he doesn't even have the free time available to him to go get involved in something like this. He might be 16, but I'm still responsible for him. I need to know where he's at and what he's doing at all times. What if one of these store owners have a weapon and they decide that they're going to use that weapon to defend their merchandise? Besides the fact that they're filming themselves committing a crime and then uploading the footage to the internet for the police to find very easily, is no one considering the fact that society seems to be collapsing all around us and people are starting to panic whenever they find themselves in situations like this? Someone is going to get hurt. Somebody is going to lose their life over this for a 2-liter of soda and some sweaters off of a clothing rack. But to me, this is about the same as whenever you see people rioting and throwing rocks through a storefront window and catching cars on fire. And they'll literally get online and find video footage, because most of them are not carrying cameras. They'll find themselves in some of the video footage, take screenshots of themselves committing a crime, and then post it as their new profile picture. And the craziest part is, when these people get caught, they're genuinely shocked. And yes, it may be easy for the police to catch a lot of these people, but they're not prosecuting them. If they were getting prosecuted the way they should be, then the stuff would start dying out. There's a reason that it just keeps ramping up and ramping up. Why not continue to act like a fool if there aren't any consequences for it? If they're just going to process you and then put you back out on the street? But I thought this was absolutely crazy. I just wanted to throw it in. I know it's a little different than what we usually watch, but trying to throw some variety into this episode. But guys and gals, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right there. I hope you enjoyed these clips we watched together today. God willing, I'll be back tomorrow with another one. I hope you come back to join me. Don't forget to click like and leave a comment on the video if you want my videos to continue to show up in your YouTube home feed. Again, that does seem to be doing the trick for a lot of people. And I greatly appreciate not only the likes and comments that are helping my videos spread to a new audience, but I really appreciate all the people who have left me comments letting me know know that this does seem to be working, that they are starting to see my videos in their feeds again. But guys and gals, I hope everyone has a great, safe, fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next one.